we're live now, okay? And I'm trying to set up this camera here. Oh, look at this. We got one person. Oh my god. Yo, what up? What up? What up? What up? Super baby face. Oh, sugar baby face. Let's go gambling. I actually don't gamble. Alrighty now. Alright, folks, so the show is going to start here in the next probably 5 minutes. If you guys have any questions regarding the Las Vegas housing market or financing, and you want to call live in studio today, dial 702-257-5396. Or you can listen to us live on iHeartRadio. I would highly suggest you do that because right now this is more behind the scenes, but if you want to see what really goes on in the radio, go ahead and go to the iHeart app and look for KDWN, or you can go to KDWN 720 AM or 101.5 FM, and you can tune in live. That is right.
What are you selling today? We're selling the desert.
We ain't selling nothing.
One piece at a time.
One piece at a time.
Someone else can have a free house.
Oh, that'd be great.
What's up, Andy?
That'd be great.
Andy.
If you guys don't know who Brett is, Brett Jennings, he is an agent with Simply Vegas. He is on the team. He is one of my strong closers. And he's very good at what he does. Also, the other thing is that we need 3 more agents to join the team. So if you are a real estate agent out here in Las Vegas and you need some leads and you want to join the dream team, this is where we make it happen. That's right. Give me a call. I'll have a link in the description below. Also, if you do call live into the studio, 702-257-5396, you're going to have to wait a couple minutes, so.
Hello.
Now, are you live on Facebook, Dan?
Yep.
Which one?
I'm about to be.
Oh, well, why don't you go live now? Like, what are you doing?
I already have some questions lined up when you're ready.
Yeah, we on,
Just hit live. Just hit.
there's no live on here, dude.
Just
There's
click on
done.
the. Yeah, click on the thing. No. Click on the. Yeah.
Okay,
Click
Yeah.
enter.
I am.
No, enter.
Oh, enter?
Las
That's
Vegas
return.
is a great place to move from the UK.
Done. Click done right there.
It's a lot
Yeah,
warmer.
I've been clicking it. That's true.
Hit live. So big blue
Live?
button on the right.
Live, baby. I'm live. Look at this. We live on YouTube, live on Facebook, every social media platform out there. And Dan just dropped my camera.
Drop the mic, but not like that. Come on, man.
No, what are you doing? What are you doing, son? Now, today's topic, we're just going to talk about anything general. Started tucking my shirt a little bit. 720 K Don. You believe all the cameras we got? Unbelievable. Hey, have you guys tried this amp thing? This really does amp you up, man. The Duke.
Oh, I have this.
Ooh.
I used to do,
That's like a quick shot of meth. You see that?
so is that. That's actually half soda, though, too, man. All the sugar in there.
That's what I'm doing. I'm about to run it off.
Oh, yeah. That's... You're going for a run tonight?
Dude,
I went at like 8:30 this morning. Dude, I need to go at like 6:30.
I can't do that so early. I ain't up until like 7:30, dude.
Oh, really? No,
Yeah.
I get up at like 5 every morning.
Oh, see, I'm
7 days a week. I don't care if it's Sunday. Doesn't matter.
No, I'm up about like.
That's
What
not-
is weird is I'll get up like at 5. Nothing to do. I'll go back to sleep. I'll get up at 7:30. Clockwork.
Well, our body programs itself.
Yeah, it does. But I mean, I'm working throughout the whole day anyway. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like after this, I'll probably hit the jog, go home, edit some videos, call it a day, and just do it all over again tomorrow, like a champ. 54 people on this stream right now. Unbelievable. I've always wanted to be popular. Send it. Send it. Also got that new merch out too. Check that out, guys.
He says go to Floyd Mayweather's house.
Oh, that'd be great if we could. Well, have him call me.
You know Nicolas Cage's old house that got foreclosed on the market?
Which one?
In Spanish Trails. It's like 6.5.
Good luck with that. Spanish Trails?
Oh, I know. I'm just saying it's pretty sweet house.
Oh, is it?
It's cool, man. You see a theater room and you're like, man, this is where he used to watch his films.
This is where he used to watch himself.
Yeah, you know he did. So I have a list of questions for you when you're ready, dude.
Yeah, well, we're just firing them off.
Okay.
So today's topic, we're just going to be talking about a bunch of everything. Nothing in general, but obviously it's going to be real estate and financing. And if you're calling live into studio, please hold that call. You may have to wait. Hey, phones, headphones, we're about to go live. Dan, put on your headphones. 3 minutes? 3 minutes? 2 minutes. Two minutes. Going live on air in 2 minutes. Good, Brett. Oh, somebody knows who you are.
Uh-oh.
Thanks.
All right, guys, I'm here. I know
That's
everybody's
Andy.
waiting.
Dan, talking to the mic.
He can't hear you, Brett.
Talking to the mic. Put on your thing.
Hello.
Good?
Hello, hello, hello.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Hello? Hello, hello.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Okay. 1 minute. Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What's she saying?
They're followers, so
What is she saying?
you got 2 calls already.
Okay, we already got 2 calls. Oh my god, we got 2 calls! 68 people tuning in. I guess you guys have nothing better to do but watch us. I feel so special. I appreciate it, guys. Dude, my face looked greasy today. Why are you doing a bunch of snapshots?
What's that?
1 minute? Okay. Alright, let's fire this thing off. This is where we gotta turn on all the cameras. Let's see what Brett looked like. This handsome bugger. Oh man, you look handsome. Look at you. Damn. He's single and he wanna mingle. Now his wife gonna kill him now. He won't be able to come back here to do some radio. Okay, come on. There we go.
You want to get amped up for your runs, man, get Redline. Although they haven't been carrying it lately.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's like injecting fuel into your veins. Probably not the healthiest. What's up, Dan French?
What's up, Danny?
What's up, Danny?
Welcome, this is Dan French here with LV Home Experts, the show. This is a show about financing and real estate. And I'm always in studio with my good co-host and good friend. And he's hopping over here to the mic. Chakits Krulsawat from Simply Vegas.
What's up, everybody?
Also in studio, Mr. Brett Jenny, also on the team. What's going on, Big Brett?
What's going on, man? Just trying to stay cool out there.
Yeah, right. That's hard to do, right, guys?
It's only like
Hey.
112.
Yeah, dude, it was hot today.
Oh, it's real hot.
Dude, I went outside today to show some properties. I thought I was about to pass out.
Oh, you still show properties?
Well, I got to. You know what I'm saying? I got to. Man,
Money
bougie.
never sleeps.
Man.
I ain't bougie. Come on, man. You know that.
Yeah, right.
Money doesn't cool down.
So we're here every Saturday from 6 to 7 p.m. right here on KDWN News Talk Radio. Chuck, what's that number for people to call in if they have any questions, financing or real estate related?
702-257-5996. 702-257-5396.
Yes, 5396 guys out there. So let's go ahead and talk about what we always talk about. First off, what's going on with you guys today? How's your weekend started off?
Oh, I've been working all this morning, non-stop.
You know, I got a question about
Yes.
that. I was thinking about that. So, kind of put into perspective of a real estate agent showing homes on the weekend. Also, what is the really, how much is it where you're out looking at properties and people are really taking up where they want to see something maybe like later in the afternoon or later after hours, or they're actually looking at stuff. There's a lot of people that do it on the weekends, but do you guys get calls and you guys get a lot of people that are wanting to see stuff after hours as far as work, normal
Yeah,
work
so
days?
so the normal work day, this is how it works. Normally the night before, we really prep our clients and let them know, hey, send us over the 7-digit MLS number. It's an identification number to the property. Send it on over the night before. Then what I'll do is probably around 9 o'clock in the morning, like today, went over to the office, pull up all those MLS sheets, and line up those 7 properties that we had today, right?
Yes.
So that way we're not driving back and forth. Some of these properties you got to set up in appointments and stuff like that. So we try to line everything up in a time frame where we could just bang it all out. Then we just show them the properties, and if they are interested, we write up the offer.
Yeah, it's like, I know, Brett, you're always working, man. Every time I talk to you, you got something going on Saturday morning. You know, you got something going on Sunday afternoon. What's going on, man? What's a normal day for you look like?
It varies. I mean, here's what I always say. I go to bed at night,
Yeah.
and I wake up at 8 a.m., and my schedule's this. And by 10:30, 11, my schedule's this.
Well,
Yeah,
hold on. Earlier, he said he got up at 5:30. Now he's talking about 8 a.m.
Yeah, but you go jogging,
Well,
right,
I'm
when you get
talking
up?
about
That's
when
your
I
first
actually
thing.
start my day. Yeah, I get
Yeah.
up at like 5 a.m. and I look at stocks and then do a bunch of reading and
Oh, you're a stock trader.
try. Well,
How
Some
big are you
days.
on it? It's like gambling, right?
no.
It's not.
Well, I mean, everything's a form of gambling. I mean, there's always a risk at anything.
Well, I get
Yeah,
you, but
you
I mean,
gotta study up on it. I've lost a lot of money to learn kind of what I'm doing. So,
Okay, so don't take advice from him then.
so as always gamblers, it's always this big question is, have you lost more than you won?
in crypto, 100%.
But you're still feeling the crypto though, right?
Yeah,
But
yeah.
it's
I
still
mean, that
fun.
market's open 24/7, so it's hard to like.
So
Put
my
your
your
phone
day
down.
probably to me, and I don't know, but you can kind of gauge this. I know you talk to me a little bit about just what you do, but you show up, you start up in your first part of the day, you do a jog.
Yeah, I mean, I wake up, do some reading, all that stuff, do some trades, and then most activity at the stock market is probably within the first half hour.
Yeah.
So that's what 7:30 here. I go for a run, go to the gym after that if I want. Come home, and then I usually start making my calls about 9:30.
Yeah.
What about yourself, Dan? What do you do?
Oh, you know, I wake up, drink my coffee, you know, go out back, enjoy the weather. You know, it's nice and about 105 at 7:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I
it's
know.
pretty much what I do. I do, you know, I get into work about 9 o'clock, and you know, I just kind of start going through my day. You know, it's different from a realtor because a realtor, they're constantly, I would say, at the beck and call of like the client. Where as a lender, once you get in the process of getting somebody approved, you're really doing a lot of the paperwork, right? You're doing a
Yeah.
lot of the paper pushing, and a lot of stuff that's going on. You're talking a lot about, you know, just what's going on with the maybe individuals that are trying to get loans from you. They're talking about a lot about what rates are and stuff like that. But overall, it's not a glamorous position. You know, I try to do the best I can with it, but I think real estate agents, man, it's really a glamorous job. I mean, you go out.
I want to say glamorous job because after
We're
we're
a
done showing
different
properties,
breed.
yeah, I mean exactly. After we're done showing properties, people think we're going home and chilling. We're not. We're still in, still pulling comps, running,
Yeah.
contracts and stuff like that. So
I mean, I've never really had like a full day off.
you don't get day off as a realtor.
Yeah.
You
What
get
is your-
breaks.
yeah,
You get
exactly.
breaks.
Breaks. That's exactly right.
Good way of putting it.
You know, and I was saying that because I know a lot of people will never call me as a lender. They'll never call me after 6, 7 o'clock. It's almost like
business hours.
They might text me like, "Hey, can you call me?"
I get texts at midnight.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. You guys are getting stuff going on all the time where it's like 10 o'clock. People are still trying to reach out to you, right?
That's fine.
Is it? Oh, you're okay? Don't.
Hey, listen.
Be careful
if you send an email to me or a text at 10:30 at night and you get a response at 10:31, I'm your agent.
Got
like,
it.
You know.
You ever get emails like 3 o'clock in the morning?
Yeah.
Checking up on you?
Do you really?
No. You sent me emails at like 1:30 before. Hey man, about a file. I'm like, bro.
Chuck, what are you doing up that late, man?
Working.
And it was like a Saturday night too.
How do you sleep,
like,
man?
you need a
you sleep
drink.
work? Like, what do? You take cat naps or what?
No, I mean, after I'm doing videos, I'm probably up until like 2 in the morning. Or sometimes, I'm coming up with ideas. I can't go to sleep. But I'll probably sleep around 2:30, 3 o'clock. And, I get up around like 7:30.
You writing those ideas down?
Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't.
Yeah, man, because I know it's a lot of times when you're late, you're just kind of brainstorming. A lot of stuff comes to you where you want to write that stuff down. I know you got a lot of good ideas. So, yeah, it's just kind of crazy. It's hot right now. I want to talk a lot about what's going on in the world of real estate. What's crazy about it is they just extended the forbearance where it was coming up where you didn't have to pay your rent or mortgage where it wasn't in effect. I think they extended this now till August 31st.
Yeah.
And so, somebody out there that's still looking to try to get back to work. It's crazy because I had a client, she was going to do a refinance, started the process, stopped the process. Okay. We're like, okay, well, let's hold off. Then she went back to work, and then with these coronavirus cases that came out, what was there, like 5 or 6 cases that came out down on the strip? They're not shutting the strip down, but definitely more caution. And now she's like, well, we don't know if we're going to get our full hours.
Oh, wow.
So it's just a lot of things going on. Just like one of our clients, he's barely going back to work right now, getting his full hours. So it's just different right now with a lot of things going on with COVID. What's going on out there in the real estate world?
Now, talking about that, I do want to talk about on the rental side. Today I was going to go show some properties that had some tenants in place. However, with the new guidelines, we can't really show those type of properties because here's the thing. As a buyer, if you did buy that property, you're required to occupy it, depending on your loan, for a certain period of time where it has to be occupied. But what happens is if you did buy that property, right, with the new guidelines, what happens if they don't move out?
True.
Then it becomes a whole liability. So right now, if you are an investor or you have a property that has a tenant, you're trying to sell it, you're pretty much dead out of the water at this point.
Oh, absolutely. We got a caller, line 1. We're going to take a couple of calls as we just got started here. Ryan, you on line 1. You there? How you doing, buddy? Wonderful, wonderful. We got the whole crew here. Chakits is right on standby. What's going on, man?
No, that's a finance question, man. Why are you looking at me?
Are you asking about how to get financing?
Unless it's cash.
Well, I mean, if you're falling under jumbo financing and not conforming financing, then it's definitely a higher risk, right, to the investor. So you're going to have a little bit more criteria to follow. Usually you have to have a higher credit rating. Are you buying this as an investment property, correct? Yeah, so I mean, you would just, like any normal situation, you would look at what jumbo investors are willing to put down. A lot of times it's actually extra money. In some cases, you're putting down 35% for a jumbo investment property. It's because they know obviously it's a bigger loan, so they want you to put more money and put more investment into it. But usually it's you got a ratio, right? You have to really have a really conservative ratio, and you have to have reserves. And people don't know what reserves are. That's money, extra money in the bank. But you can definitely get a fourplex or any type. Obviously, if it exceeds 4 units, then it's a commercial property. It's not no longer. Yeah. I mean, listen. Yeah, I mean, it just comes down to what the investor's criteria. You know, a lot of stuff has changed, you know, because of the COVID that came out, and obviously it's changed a lot of the banking world. But yes, you can absolutely do it. Some of the restrictions, though, have gotten greater because a lot of people trying to put money down. Maybe before, maybe they just needed a 700 credit score. Now maybe it's a 720. You know, maybe they need to have 12 months reserves instead of 6. And what reserves are is in case you can't make your mortgage payment, do you have extra money sitting in a bank somewhere or in some account somewhere in case you need to pay that mortgage?
Now, I do want to add that when it comes to those type of loans, Freddie and Fannie will finance those type of loans, but it will have to be at $1 million. And if you're going to finance those type of loans, make sure it's a non-recourse loan, especially when it comes to the commercial side.
Right. Fannie Freddie's conforming, but are you saying on the jumbo side of it? So Fannie Freddie goes up to 510 350. So if you want to buy a property that's in a conforming loan limit, it's 510 350 or below. Okay.
Now, here's the thing. When it comes to those type of loans, and I'm actually in that same situation, the problem is that you can get the financing, but it has to be above the $1 million. But the problem is that depending on how many units you're going to go for, because the average unit's going for 100,000, the cap rate around here is about less than 3%, which is I don't think it's worth my time or worth a while. In addition to that, a lot of people are doing the add value type of property, so that apartment complex has already been capped out. The only way to really make some money on something like this is an add value type of property. But the problem is that when you go into the add value property, you're going to have to pay cash. A lot of lenders won't finance those type of deals, especially with a non-recourse loan. So these are things that you have to look out for. And also one of the things that the banks will take a look at is your trailing 24. So what that means is when you're buying an apartment building, they want to see exactly how much is this business producing. The problem is that a lot of these mom and pop shops out here, they pocket the money, so it's not making enough money to show the value of that cap rate. So those are the challenges that you're going to have out here. Does that make sense?
Hey Ryan, we can get your information and we'll call you outside studio and we'll follow up, okay, with you and get your any more questions you have. Is that okay? I appreciate you calling in, Ryan. Okay, you have a good rest of your Sunday, buddy.
All right, have a good one.
We got another caller here. Ashley's on line 2 here. Ashley, are you there? Hello. Is there Ashley there? Hello. I guess not.
Okay.
So we got a couple other callers here too. Denise, you want to put those callers in, or you got time to put those in? What about Andrew? Yeah, let's go ahead and go to Andrew. Andrew, what's going on, buddy? How you doing?
Oh, right on, man. Oh, thank you. That's a good question. However, if we take a look at the math with the new home builds, they would never do 1,000 square feet because it doesn't make sense on a single family residence. That's why the average is roughly about 1,500 square feet, because it comes down to money at the end of the day. But now, could you get like some sort of townhome that's roughly like 1,200 square feet? Yes, but I haven't seen one that's like at 1,000, because it just doesn't make any sense because of what they're paying for the dirt.
Yeah.
Exactly, that is correct. Yeah.
400, that's the size of my college apartment.
Well, here's the thing. If you bought a home like that, you definitely need to check the plumbing. And then that's the problem that you're going to have. And this is from experience. You know, when I bought one of my first investment properties, and you can actually go on the YouTube and see this first flip I did. The problem is that when I bought this property, I think the property was built in the early 60s. On the plumbing, they used to use cast iron plumbing. And now they're not using cast iron plumbing. It's all PVC, right? And what happens is it will eventually corrode and collapse. So I had to literally cut down the concrete floor to get into this sewage line. So these are the things that you just need to be aware of when you're buying a home at that age. Oh my gosh.
Wow.
Very interesting.
Where was this?
Thank you. Hey, hey, you know what? I appreciate that. We'll have Denise get your contact information. Then what I'll do is I'll get your information. We'll send you over some merch, okay? Thank you, man. I appreciate it. You have a blessed day now.
Thanks, Andrew.
I appreciate that. Much love.
All right, man. So I want to talk to you, Brett. I got a couple questions. So I have a lot of people. We got a couple of callers. We're going to jump to them in a second. Ashley's back, but give us a second on that. So we're talking about new homes, and the big question I always get is it more expensive to buy a home that's new versus an existing home? Like, where's the better deal? And it really just takes. I mean, you guys kind of take the floor on this. What is that situation?
Well, I mean, obviously resale is going to be cheaper than new home.
Right.
It's new. You're going to pay anything new. You're going to pay higher for. But to me personally, the sweet spot that I'm finding are these communities that are maybe 2 years old or they're in their last phase.
Yeah.
So the houses that have sold in the first phase are a year and a half years old. You're not paying the new sticker price, but you're still getting a brand new community. And a lot of these will have pools in them because if a common thing I get a lot of times where people say, "Hey, I want brand new build, and I want a pool."
Yeah.
And I try to say
That's not going to happen.
that's not going to happen. But if you find one in that community that's a year and a half year old, you're still in that new community. They're still putting up new homes, but you're not going to pay that new sticker price.
And I want to talk about this. The builders will not allow you to build a pool because the property won't appraise. And that's the reason why. In addition to that, if you are planning on building one with a pool, right, it depends on the price point. If you're doing about a jumbo loan that's over like $1 million on a property, some builders will allow it. And also you need to find out from the lender, will they also allow it too as well? Because here's the thing, the pool won't be complete, right, before the house. So it has to be about 75% complete. But also you need to make sure that the builder will allow it and also your lender will allow it too as well.
Some builders will allow the pool to be put in the mortgage.
Okay.
That is correct.
Okay. We got Ashley online too. She's been holding and she got lost on the last call. Or I'm sorry. Ashley, how you doing? How you doing, sir? Just wanted to give you thanks for calling in. What's going on, man?
Okay. No, look, a buyer can definitely utilize that, but if you reached on out to the seller's agent, here's the thing, there's no representation. Basically what you're doing is giving that listing agent double the commission, and at the end of the day, they're putting the deal together. So at the end of the day, what you need to do is work with an agent that knows customary practices, knows how to structure the deal, and at the end of the day, the listing agent wants to work with a buyer's agent that can actually get the deal done. So that doesn't really matter. But if you want to go out there on your own, there's a lot of people that try to do that, but at the end of the day, they end up hurting themselves in the long run because that 3% commission, 2% commission, it's got to go to somewhere anyway. And at the end of the day, it doesn't mean you get a better deal. The only leverage that you'll get is basically the listing agent is getting more enticed to get that deal done because he wants to double in that commission. And what benefits you is if there's multiple offers, you may get that deal, but you're getting no representation whatsoever. But if you understand real estate and how things work, yeah, you could definitely go that route. And there's nothing wrong with that.
That answer your question, Ashley? Okay.
All right, have a good one.
If you have more questions outside studio, you can give us a call, Ashley, 702-257-5396. We got another caller here. We got Ron on line 4. Ron, are you there? Good.
What's up, Ron?
What's going on, buddy? Did we already have a conversation, Ron, or is this a new conversation? Okay. Mr. C. I like that.
Oh, okay.
It's like Mr. T. Mr. C. What's up, Mr. C?
TK.
I'm gonna have to get the jury now. What's your question, boss? Okay. Well, here's the thing. If you're going to sell it to a commercial, that means your land is probably worth a lot more because they're going to utilize it as for commercial. Now, here's the thing. I would actually probably get with a commercial agent to actually represent you, or an attorney to represent you into the contract. So don't always look about how much money you're going to make, because you also got to take a look at closing costs, because they can offer you 1.5 million, but by the time it closes, you're not getting 1.5 million. That's why at the end of the day, you got to take a look at the settlement statement, and based upon if you close this deal today with this developer, how much you are walking away with. Now, the next thing I would do is see if you did list this with a commercial agent, because now you have an inside tip that this is probably a commercial property. You want to see exactly how much this property is worth. If you list it with them, what your total closing costs would be. In addition to that, if they're buying it based upon residential, then what you would do at this point, find out, is this guy trying to parcel all these deals together? If they are parceling all these deals together, right, with all the other landowners, you need to go out there and find out what they are also getting, because what happens if you're getting offered 1.5 but they're making 2.6? So these are the things that you need to be looking at. Okay? Not a problem. You have a blessed day, sir.
All right. Thanks, Ron.
All right.
We got some time left. What do you got, man?
Oh,
You got
yeah.
something for real estate?
Oh,
What's
you know
going
what? I've been talking so much. Brett, what's going on?
Just trying to get back on the Facebook stuff. I mean, on
Facebook. You should
Hey,
be on
are-
YouTube.
Sorry,
Are you
YouTube.
a social what is it, social media type person where you go on to Facebook, Twitter, all that stuff, or are you not?
Not.
really?
I mean, I'm more of a voyeur.
Oh
I
yeah.
just kind of
You
check
just
out.
browse.
I mean, Facebook is one of two arguments now.
Yeah.
Is it really?
You know, like mask, no mask, mask, no mask,
Yeah.
all that stuff.
I got you.
Yep.
Well, listen, a lot of people go to Instagram. What's the new thing? TikTok?
You know
TikTok.
what? I haven't tried the TikTok yet, but I know that my niece had signed me up on the TikTok. And I did a couple dances with her, which is kind of cool. You know, we got a lot of hits.
Man, you
But-
got a groove right there. Let me see that again.
Bang! I have a lot.
Oh,
Boom!
wow.
Boom!
Brett, can I see that real quick too?
Yeah, that's it. Hey, Brett,
Give
pay
your move,
attention.
man.
You're on the radio today, okay?
You got to give your best TikTok impression.
Yo, I just hit the switch. Switch.
Oh!
Whoa.
Drop the mic. I'm
I
out.
don't know nobody
Oh,
else
wow.
that is doing this.
Hey man, remember what you used to? Where are you from? You're from Wisconsin, right?
Yeah.
Hey, were you a big person as far as like listening to rap music when you were growing up?
Huge.
Huge, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, driving through the cornfields, listening to NWA.
Oh yeah.
wow.
Oh wow.
You know how we did in the farm
With the tractor?
with the tractor. Tractor drive-bys. Better watch it.
With a tractor. Was it convertible?
Yeah. It had AC too.
Yeah, man.
Oh,
Get
man.
snowmobiles, everything in the winter.
Hey, it gets humid out there, right? Wisconsin?
Yeah, real humid.
Hey, I know we got a couple minutes before we go to break, but let's get into financing real quick. What's going on with the financing part, man?
Well, I know a lot of people are refinancing right now. Have a lot of refinancing coming through. A lot of people are going back to work, so that's a good thing to look at. Also, rates are historically low still.
Yeah.
So anybody out there that wants to see if they can take advantage of reducing some of their debt, or maybe just reducing their payment. You know, we have a couple of people, we're reducing $600-700 on their payment.
That is a lot of money.
It's a lot of money, man. And you know, look, everybody, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
But I think right now it's refinance season. They had this big thing come out at the start of the year. They were like, well, refinances could be big. Now they're really coming out and saying this could be the biggest boom for refinances ever. So if you guys out there have not looked at refinancing your home, you might want to get a hold of me. lvhomeexperts.com. You can follow us there. Find out all that information. We'll be right back. We're going to cut the break. We got another half hour. If you guys have any questions financing or real estate, give us a call, 702-257-5396.
That's why I was trying to.
Oh. Dude, I ain't even worried about it.
I know. I'm just.
Oh, man.
Wasn't playing?
No, it's just...
Man, my head was in the game. I could have rapped better than that.
Hey, we're going to go back and we're going to hear that rap again.
No.
I want to hear it, bro.
Hey, I want to get back into the kind of the financing. I'm going to ask you a couple of questions on the refinancing.
Check in on 5 of your friends. Ask 5. It could save a life.
Man, it's hard to.
Learn more at hopemeetsnevada.org.
Attention all authors. Page Publishing is looking for authors. Have you read the
What's up, everybody?
book into bookstores and for sale online?
What's a good stock in Robin Hood? You don't want to ask me that.
All aspects of the
Workhorse.
process for you.
It's a new Tesla. So,
Is it really?
yep. I gave you 10% on that bad boy Friday. And I sold it.
If you guys got any questions, hey Kevin, what's up, man? You want to know what's crazy, Kevin? I've been watching you, bro. Seriously, I've been going to other YouTube channels that do home tours. I see you've been commenting on a bunch of those, man. You cheating on me right now. I ain't happy with that. Nah, I'm just kidding. If you guys have any questions, you guys want to call live into the studio, 702-257-5396. Again, that number is 702-257-5396. Now, let's get a couple questions answered too as well, but I'm going to get into financing, Dan.
1 minute.
Regarding refinancing. Okay.
1 minute.
Just point to me when you want some questions coming in.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And welcome back. Dan,
What?
pay attention.
All right. Give me a second.
She's queuing us in, man.
I gotta start this there.
Just go. Just start it. Just start it.
And welcome back. This is Dan French here with LV Home Experts, the show. And I'm in studio with Krulsawat from Simply Vegas. Also, I'm in studio with Brett Jennings. And we're talking about financing and real estate. And I wanted to go over a few things here. We've been going right back into it. We're going to talk about financing here in a second. But, Brett, you said that you're really good with rapping, right? Is that what you said?
You know, I was offered my own show here.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I turned it down to be a realtor.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Okay. How much were you offered, man?
Like $5.
Nah, but you were definitely back in the day. Did you rap was probably the big thing there in Wisconsin, right? So you were somebody out there that was. Did you ever
yeah.
go? Yeah. What did you do, man? As when you were a kid, did you have like what do you do in the fields like that? I mean, like out there in the, yeah, if you want to call it the woods. Like, is there something that you specifically do out there?
I mean,
Nothing.
nothing, man. I mean, fish,
Nothing?
hunt. I wasn't into hunting. I did a little bit of fishing, but I played in a rock band.
You're a
That's
cheese.
what I
You're a
did.
cheesehead, right?
Yeah.
With
My dad's a cheesemaker. My grandfather was a
Wow.
cheesemaker. My uncle
Dude,
was a
he's
cheesemaker.
serious,
My
man.
great uncle
Wow.
was a cheesemaker. My great grandfather was a cheesemaker.
Wow, I was talking about
That's cool.
I was talking about the Packers. Not the
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Hey, let me ask you this. So, you're a Wisconsin Badger fan too?
Of course.
Okay. All right. I just wanted
Of
to.
course.
People want to know, man. They want to know what you're
No,
about.
we'll never win a national championship. Yes, I'm fine with that. Not in football, anyways.
All right, we got Robin on line 1. Robin Hood? No?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. I'm doing excellent. How's everything going with you? Well, I can't answer that question because I don't play the Robinhood app. This is not a financial show. I can't do that. So, hey,
Hey, first off, what is that?
Robinhood?
Robin Hood,
So, go ahead. Explain it.
it's an
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. I got a Robinhood app, and you can basically buy all type of stocks right there and then. You know, it's a great app. However, you know, it's really up to you on which app you want to. Which stock you want to pick and choose. But again, I'm not a financial expert or anything like that. I mean, it's just like gambling. You know, I live in Vegas, so I like to gamble. So that's what I'm gambling my money on, and it's just certain things like, you know. A couple of weeks ago, I did the airline stocks, and that really worked out for me. But again, I'm not a financial guy, so I can't really help you out on that.
Right.
But again, I mean, you. No, I mean, you want to explain that a little bit more?
Yeah, I mean, well, as far as me, I do quite a bit of trading. To me, what I've been big on lately are companies that are similar to Tesla. One of them's Nikola, and the other one's Workhorse.
Oh, there's two of them.
Yeah. BYZN.
I've
What
never heard of
company? No, I haven't. Send a message about it. I'm always interested in learning about it. Mm-hmm.
No, I want to know that. My thing is real estate, and that's where all my money goes. And if I'm going to gamble, that's where I'm comfortable, and that's where I'm dumping all the money in, because that's what I know for the past 10 years, and that's what I've bred on. So that's my game. Okay? You know what's crazy? The market is so crazy right now. It's exploding. I mean, we talked about refinancing. Refinancing had exploded, but also if you go and check, like, you know, the news and kind of research to see what's going on, housing has really skyrocketed. And the reason why it's skyrocketed is because the interest rates are really low. Just like today, I took out, you know, my buyers, and they were only at 350. And literally, the homes that we were looking at, there were people like lined out looking at these homes because of the interest rates. I mean, at, you know, $350,000, a 4-bedroom with a pool. I mean, payments on something like that is a lot cheaper than actually getting a rental for something like that. And that's the reason why people are just coming out of the woodworks. And a lot of our buyers that are coming out are pretty much all out of state. And I think one of the problems is that they're comparing what they can buy out there in their state versus here, and they realize you can get so much more. So those are the things that are really helping out this market. However, I don't know how long this is going to last for. I mean, obviously we got the coronavirus going on, then also we got the election coming around the corner. So I mean, exactly. And you can't really predict what's going on, even though the numbers are there, because they could always swing left or right. You just never know. And if I had a crystal ball, I wouldn't be here having this conversation. I'd probably be in Hawaii with a margarita, you know, laying around with all my money. You know what I mean?
Hey, it would be all
big fan made of money. Who's
I would have like
Cool,
a couple girls like fanning me with like $1,000 bills. You know what I mean?
wow.
Something, I don't know.
I love it.
And I'll have like some like buff dude with a G-string serving my my wife.
Oh wow.
Like, here you go. Here's a margarita. Thank you. Move on, sir. Next.
That's the life, man. Hey, real quick, what was your name? Is it Farge?
Oh, okay.
Okay. Sorry, I couldn't get that right. So my apologies. Thanks for calling into the show, okay?
All right, you have a blessed day.
Have a good rest of your
Hey,
day.
I want to go into this financing really quickly, okay? And this is important because a lot of people are financing. How do you know, right, if I should refinance my home? Because sometimes you could be into a mortgage for 8 years, right? And do you want to restart that 30 years? Like, what is that barometer, or how do I know maybe now's the time to refinance?
Well, I think it starts off with what's your financial situation, and you know, obviously, in this market where we're at now, post-COVID, there's a lot of maybe heightened restrictions on getting financing, but that doesn't mean you're just eliminated. You know, a lot of it, people are thinking, well, you know, a lot of news came out stating it's harder to get a loan. It's not really any harder. It's just there's more
work.
It's more work, but it's more restrictions slightly. But it's not like you can't still get a loan. And I think everybody's like, well, I don't know. Now you got to look at the rates that you currently have on your house.
Yeah.
And I always say, you know, it's good to look if you're, you know, if you have a high loan amount. It has a huge impact, right? So if you're at 500,000 and you're trying to do a refinance, that might have a bigger impact, obviously, than something at like 200,000.
Gotcha.
So the difference in rate makes a bigger difference in your payment. So if you're looking at it from a standpoint, if you're saying, well, should I think about refinancing my home and go out and take a look at it? I would say, you know, if you're sitting about a point higher, you know, in what current rates are doing, maybe take a look at it.
Okay,
you know?
so let's break this down. Brett, what is your mortgage right now?
1,600.
What is your rate? And how long have you been into this loan?
My rate's it's kind of high.
How come you haven't refinanced?
I need to.
Okay, so what is your rate right now?
3.7.
Okay, and roughly, when was the last deal you closed on a refinance?
Well, so it depends. You know, we can definitely help, but somebody that's got a 740 or higher credit score, that's top tier.
Okay.
And as you get higher, there's other compensating factors. So that's not the only thing. But when you talk about a conventional loan, depending on your loan size, it's credit score driven.
Okay, so let's break this down. You're at 3.7, and let's just say top tier, you know, you can get 3.25%, half a point. How long have you been in your loan right now?
4 years.
Oh man, you just getting started. So now the question is, based upon his situation,
Yes.
right? Let's do the math. Is it even worth it? And how much money is he really going to save?
Well, potentially,
$100?
potentially, because what if he has mortgage insurance and he has enough equity 4 years into it, and he can remove that insurance?
Oh, yeah, that's
Yeah,
a good
that's-
point. And it
yeah.
also depends on the type of loan that you have.
Yeah.
And that's the same thing that I did, because when I did my first loan, it was an FHA. I was at 4.2% or something, and I thought I was a rock star when I landed at 4.2.
Oh, yeah.
But then what happened was I gained so much equity, market dropped, and I refinanced at 3.2. I got rid of that mortgage insurance premium, rolled it over to a conventional because now it's going to be a rental property. So I think I went from like $1,300 or $1,400 down to like $930 a month, and that made sense at that time.
Yeah, I think a lot of people too are looking to maybe do a long-term thing, right? 15-year. I got a couple people that do a 15-year refinance, and the payment does jump up, but they're looking at it going, well, look.
But the rates are lower, right?
Rates are so low,
Yeah.
and it's like, hey, is this your end home? They always say, is this like your final home? Is this your
Yeah.
retirement home? If it is, a lot of people are looking at that, potentially trying to refinance, and then also they're even buying down the rate. You know, we get into this a lot. People are always like, well, rate. You know what? Sometimes you can buy the rate down, even putting into it more money. Like, let's say you use the equity in your property,
Mhm.
you can even buy the rate down even further. And a lot of people are looking at it like, well, wow, I use the equity. It's not money coming out of my bank. Look, you're still paying for it, but at the end of the day, you're using the equity and you're
Yeah.
reducing your payment. You're repositioning. You always say it's pivoting, right?
Yep.
You're pivoting to what's happening in the market. It's a big pivot, right?
And talking about buying down the rates, I just looked at a lending estimate the other day, and my client was so focus driven on interest rate. So I'm looking at the lending estimate. He's paying about $4,000, and he's getting a 3.2%. But I'm explaining to him that you might want to shop around because you can still probably get 3.2% without even buying down. So he's spending that extra $4,000, and that's why I always say, hey, you probably want to get that lending estimate and also speak to a second lender and compare apples to apples. The problem that I see with lenders is that they know that the consumers out there are really rate-driven focus, and what they do is sometimes they get them the rate that they want, even though they're not currently locked into that rate. But you take a look at the total fees are a lot more money.
You're 100% right. I mean, look, I get people that come in all the time and they present something and they don't even know that they have a $2,000, $3,000
Yeah.
origination fee.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like, oh, I'm paying this? Yeah, you're paying this. So, look, it's not the glamorous part of getting into a house. A lot of people, when they finally get into a home and they start making that payment,
Yeah.
you're saving $200, $300, $400, $500 on your payment. It really starts to make a difference, especially in today's world. You know, you got a lot of people out there probably on a fixed income, especially with COVID going on and everything that's happening. That money might help you go a little bit further and maybe put a little bit away, you know?
If you guys have any questions and want to call live into the studio, dial 702-257-5396. Again, that number is 702-257-5396.
So what are you guys seeing out there right now with buyers? I mean, we talked about, you know, a lot of this about the last couple of weeks about buyers going out in the market, and is there really any restrictions that you see, especially with COVID? Obviously, everybody needs to wear masks.
Yeah.
With what's going on. You know, here in Nevada, Las Vegas, we just got law that everybody has to wear masks.
Started Thursday.
Right? Started Thursday, so that's a big deal.
So why are we not wearing a mask right now?
Well, it's because we all know each other, and no, I don't know. I don't know. I checked my
Shame
temperature.
on
Did you?
us.
We got it, Denise. You come over here and check our temperatures. Just go ahead and put that mask
thermometer.
on. Yeah, right. Thermometer. No, but the reality is this, man. It's getting harder to show people houses, and I think people see challenges that's going on.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to figure out, is it really deterring you guys from actually showing houses and really having clients make offers?
If anything, what I'm seeing is people are a lot more direct with the ones they want to see. So instead
Yeah.
of going out and seeing
Yeah.
7, 8, 9, 10 of them here and here, they're like, these 3, and I'm making a decision.
And a lot of sellers, what they're doing now is they're requiring a proof of funds before you even enter the property, because
Or a
they're
pre-qual letter.
Yeah, they're trying to minimize the people that are coming in and out of the property.
I've talked to a lot of people that buy cash.
Yeah.
Okay. Just kind of conversations, and I just want to kind of go out there. So I know there's a lot of serious buyers. I'm not going to say everybody doesn't want to show their assets and show their bank account. But do you guys ever have issues where if it's a cash buyer and they don't really want to get that much, or they don't want to invest that much time, or maybe they don't want to be that invested in trying to get a home, do they have a problem showing your proof of funds?
No, not at all. I mean, if you explain to them what's going on and the reason why, and they actually respect that at the end of the day, because they know that you're a hardworking agent and you don't want to waste time. Because here's the thing, as an agent, you don't want to be a disservice to the buyer and also to the seller, because you have to understand you're displacing that family sometimes to set up an appointment to view that property
Yeah.
just because you want to go out and look to look. Do you see what I'm saying?
I see what you're
and
saying.
you got to flip the roles. If that was the case and you were selling the home, and I got a couple buyers, they ain't ready to buy, they just want to look, but they're not approved. Is that the position that you want to be in?
Yeah.
You have to take that into consideration as well.
So is there a lot of virtual tours going on, Brett? I mean, you have a lot of that happening?
Yeah, I've done quite a few of them.
Okay. Has that transition been pretty
Probably
seamless?
twice a week.
It's been a seamless transition, or is it kind of challenging?
You know what?
sometimes?
That's the way the market is, because I have a cash buyer now, and we're doing like full video tours or live on FaceTime and stuff like that. And a lot of buyers are starting to transition like that. But the good news is that we already were ahead of the curve before we were even doing this coronavirus situation, because a lot of our clients are out of state, and that's how we were always selling properties.
There's so much
anyway.
information they can get
Yeah.
online now, and then with the help of us being the eyes and ears on the ground and working with a professional that knows what they're doing in that market,
Yeah.
it's a lot more seamless than you
I
think.
always try to look at it from a consumer standpoint, though. What are they going through? Like, you guys are already set up, right? You got it all in place. Now, what are they thinking though, right? What are they going into a situation going, wow, are they going to take it as serious? Like real estate agents, are they going to take this as serious? Maybe I take it serious as far as the COVID.
Yeah.
Or you know what? I don't really want to go out and maybe look at a home when it's really hot. Maybe they're a little bit older. You guys obviously accommodate that, right, with virtual or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, everything's all virtual tours now. I mean, like I said, a lot of our out-of-state buyers, we do the FaceTime, we do the video tours, we do the uploads, we send it on over. And I think the reason why they really work with us, because we always tell them how it is, and we give them our opinion as far as the condition of the property. And we're always detailed on these video tours. Not only that, a lot of agents now will do the virtual 3D tours as well, but it's not as good as the tour itself when you're walking it through with an agent, because the good news is if you see something, you can say, hey, Brett, turn back around, open up this cabinet, let me take a look at it again. So that's how that works, okay?
Let's say somebody wants to make an offer, and I just want to know a couple of questions about, I've had a couple of questions recently about people saying, hey, do you know anything about the other side? And I don't know, it's like a weird question, because a lot of people are like, well, you can't really probe from the listing agent. Let's say you're representing as a buyer, right? You're representing a buyer as the buyer agent. And you're like, I don't want to really probe, but there is some probing going on. I thought we talked about that.
Yeah,
before.
we do it all the time. It's part of negotiating, because what happens is, as an agent or a buyer's agent and a listing agent, we're trying to procure and work this deal together to see if it even makes sense before even submitting the offer and wasting time. So normally we just call and say, hey, where's the position of the seller? And the listing agent say, hey, where's the position of your buyer? What type of buyer you have? Do they have enough money? Can they get this deal done? And what we do is we come together and we can see if it works out. Then what we do is we piece together the deal and say, hey, you know what? We can get this thing done. Then at that point, we submit the offer. Then it kind of goes back and forth. And that's kind of a part of our negotiating strategy. And that's how we always mostly get our offers accepted.
So is that a big separation? Meaning,
Yeah,
like, if you're,
big deal.
I mean, if you're a real estate agent out there and you're somebody that, okay, I'm looking around. Obviously, everybody knows Chakits and Brett and everybody that's watching YouTube and stuff. But it's like, well, I'm gonna pick Chakits, but it's a big separation.
Yeah.
Right, from real estate agents, where if you're not that seasoned or you don't understand how to negotiate a deal like that, that might be you either saying like, hey, you know what, you're either gonna get it or you're not, because there might be 7 offers on
No,
that
you're absolutely right. And what it comes down to is creativity. Okay, when it comes to negotiating a deal, there's always going to be a problem with those type of deals, because it could be short sales, it could be probates. You got to know how to structure the deal to go in, because again, the listing agent only wants to work with an agent that can actually get the deal done. And what happens is, a lot of times the first thing that agent's going to do is really see what's your public ID. So a public ID is a social security that's attached to
That's
you.
the first thing I learned when I moved here.
They want to know exactly how long has this guy been seasoned, how many deals has he done.
Oh, so they can look you up.
Oh yeah.
Oh, dude,
Your
they do
public
research.
ID, you can tell how long someone's been an agent.
Wow.
So not only that, if you have like an unusual name like myself, what happens is that kind of helps me out as leverage. They see what's going on, and it's really nice when you build the rapport with the agent, because now it's like, hey, you know what? I like you. I want to do a deal with you. Let's get this deal going.
Yeah.
So it's not always about top dollar. Do you see what I'm saying?
I see what you're saying.
It's about structuring the deal properly where it goes smoothly. And at the end of the day, listing agent wants to work with the buyer's agent, where the buyer's agent's team and the assistant, the transaction coordinator, and all that provides all the information. Things are smooth, and with their transaction coordinator, everything is smooth together too as well.
We got a caller on line 1. I'm going to say this. If you guys want to get all your financing or real estate questions answered today, give us a call, 702-257-5396. We got William on line 1. Can you push him through, Denise, please? What's going on, William? How you doing, buddy? Thanks for calling in on a Saturday. You want to apply for a loan? Absolutely. I need more of those questions. For what? For land. Oh, for land. I got you. You know, we don't do land. You know, there's a construction to perm. Well, there's people doing it, but it's more of a commercial style loan. It's a construction. You can do a construction to perm loan, but it's not a loan that I would give you. I have to have some slab or some type of dwelling sitting on something where I can give you a loan on. You know, it's got to have something on there.
What about it like a mobile home?
Of course.
So does it matter if it's personal?
No, a piece of dirt, man. I can't do it because I can't really convince the bank that we can do that. So
I mean that's a very good question. So
Yeah.
that's another thing. So basically, if you're gonna buy something like that, you obviously have to find the right lender that do those type of deals.
yeah.
Also, not all lenders will do the same type of financing throughout. So that's why you need to kind of shop around, because you may have different streams of line of credit, right? That another bank may have that you may not have. Is that correct?
Yeah, I mean, it's like this, though. I mean, residential, if you're looking at that classification, we're all governed for the most part under
Yeah.
the same jurisdiction. Then it comes down to margins and rates and fees and stuff like that. But overall, we all have the same guidelines and same jurisdiction as far as everything offered through Fannie Mae or Freddie Mac or FHA or VA loans. I mean, so I think the big separation is really just shopping your lender for rates and fees. You know, I think that's like the big thing, because if it falls under the umbrella of residential, we're all kind of the same.
Now, what we can do, because you're looking for financing for land, we do have some referrals. So what you can do is leave your contact information. We'll get back with you after the radio show, probably on a Monday, and we can provide you the right lender that can actually finance you with the land deals. Okay. All right.
William, thanks for calling in on a Saturday, man. Appreciate you. Yeah, I'm not going to say it online, but yeah, we got it. We're going to get it here, and we're going to call you outside studio.
Yeah, you don't want a bunch of people calling you.
You don't want you don't want your phone lighting up. We'll talk to you soon, William.
All right. You know what? We've been talking everybody's ear off. Brett, you've been quiet over there. What's going on, man?
Just absorbing, trying to take any questions here.
He's
on
getting ready for
YouTube.
his next
Robin
rap
Hood?
session.
Yeah,
He's
yeah,
writing it down.
No. He's looking on Robinhood right now with the vibe.
Rhyming and stealing.
We got David online too. You want to push him through, Denise?
David.
Hello. David going once.
Bueller.
There
you
he
go.
is.
What's up, David?
All right, right on. Cool. What's your question? Oh my gosh.
No.
End
it was,
of August.
August 31st.
Yeah, basically.
Well, I mean, that's the $1 million question.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't even
Well-
answer that question.
Here's the problem. It's first off, it's probably a legal question that we can't answer. You have to
Yeah.
contact an attorney. But if you're looking at it from, can they keep going? Absolutely. I mean, at the end of the day, this is bigger than all of us. You know,
Yeah.
this is something that's coming down where, hey, you know what? If they can't pay it and they can't pay the mortgage, and you know what, by law they can stay where they're at and not have to pay anything.
Well, the question is, have you contacted your tenant and try to work something out? Because I know at the end of the day, you know, they're still going to be reliable with the situation, so they got to work something out. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
No, I gotcha.
Well, let me ask you this question, and maybe this is off topic, but are you paying? Or are you you're kind of going through the flow too? Are you still having to pay for something? Because obviously, if they're not paying, then you're affected by it because you're paying that rent or that mortgage or that. I'm assuming you have some mortgage attached to it. Is that correct?
Yeah.
I see. Yeah. Well, at the end of the day, I mean, here's the thing. You know, I always say this: you don't know a situation until you walk in their shoes.
Yeah.
We all want to pay rent and everything. Obviously, we want to do the right thing, but we all don't know everybody's situation either. So, I mean, you can't. Sure. Well, let me say this.
I'm gonna have to agree with him
Uh-huh.
on this side. And here's the thing: if you're getting checks every single month, it should be where that's the
Absolutely,
first.
yeah.
That's where the
Yeah.
money needs to go first.
But I also want to say this: what if you're unemployed, right? And
Yeah.
you're not getting anything coming in other than that, and you may need that to live off of, right? Because you're not getting extra money. A lot of these people aren't even getting unemployment checks. They're in line.
That's true.
And they're not
Yeah.
even getting these checks that they're talking about.
I know
where it's-
people where they're literally 14 weeks and they haven't received one check.
Look, no, there's no winner at this, guys. I mean, everybody looks at it. It's
No,
not that you
not
should
at
pay
all.
for it.
No.
No.
Hmm. Hmm.
Yeah. I mean, you got a good argument there. You definitely got a good argument. but-
He makes a good point, but
Yeah.
I'm sure there's going to be something down the road that to help somebody out like this out.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, these are the kind of people that capitalize, but also drive our economy.
That's exactly right.
So
Right
we
there.
need these type of people, and that's the reason why I'm trying to buy multi real estate
No,
too
you're
as well.
absolutely right. Because if we don't have those types of people paying, you know, I know a lot of them, and I'm not going to say everybody, but a lot of them don't have that extra money.
Yeah.
They're the ones that's in, you know, in the trenches grinding and paying the taxes, and you know, maybe they're not making a lot, but they're still helping us out. The middle class is big, man.
Mhm.
Right? So
No, you're absolutely right.
the middle class is very important to our society. What do you look? We don't have an answer. Look, if I would say this, you would only need to take advantage of that, or you should only take advantage of that if you really truly have to. But I have always pitched, if you can pay it, then pay it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's better for everybody.
And imagine if he had a mortgage too as well.
Yeah.
I mean,
We also got
Think about
another
that.
caller on line one here. We got Omar. Omar, you there? Hello. What's going on, buddy?
well, he makes a good point, so I'm kind of with him on that one. But
Omar.
cool.
Hey, man, we appreciate you, Omar. We got to check out here, but we'll be back next week. Also, if you have questions, you can get a hold of Chuck. It's outside studio. You can give us a call. And also, you guys have a great rest of your weekend. We'll be back here next Saturday, 6 to 7 p.m. right here on KDW News Talk Radio 101.5. It's Dan French, Chuck, it's Krulsawat, and Brett Jenny. We'll talk to you then.
Peace.
I'm out. Put away the camera equipment. Brett, wrap it up. We're out of here.
Damn.
Huddle outside.
That gentleman does make a good point, though.
He does, man, but you know what, dude? Look,
We're live on the air.
and I'll tell you, he does, but you know, it's crazy because there's a lot of people out there that can see it both ways.
Well, that's the problem. I
Yeah.
see it both ways, but you know
Yeah.
what?
But he's right. I mean,
But
some
the
cases
city
he
should
is.
come in after the
Oh, yeah.
fact and say, hey, look, we understand your position, and we need to help you out too as well.
Absolutely. Yep.
That's what I'm going with.
They shouldn't
because-
just let somebody that's done, you know, put themselves in that position to
Yeah.
pay for everything. I get it.
Hey, what is this?
From there. It was on here. When I stuck it all the way in, I just heard
Oh,
like
gotcha.
the first half hour, and then I pulled it out something, and I heard
water to clear. So.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for tuning into the show. Until next week, it's every Saturday from 6 to 7 on KDWN. You guys can go to that website. It's at 101.5 FM station or 720 AM station, or you can go to iHeartRadio and download that app too as well. Again, other than that, thank you so much for tuning in. You guys have a blessed